The funny thing, I think, in the landscape is people, because we're technologists from an MSP perspective, we forget about revenue, we forget about cash flow.
I can benefit from just having 30 minutes one-on-one with you. Why? Because not only the way you can show them how to do automation of payments and everything else, you have so much wisdom, so much experience as an entrepreneur.
Only at IT by Design Build site. There's only one channel for me.
Baxter, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Sunny. It's great to be here.
I truly appreciate you, and we had a great conversation at Paxate, and that's when I got to know that you live right next to me, and I'm like, oh, that is a wonderful opportunity for us to build more, expand our collaboration, expand our connection here, and I'm so glad to have you on my show today.
Yeah, it's funny when I tell people that I live in New York City and Manhattan in this channel, people kind of roll their eyes a little bit. They're like, "How the heck are you living in that city?" But you live around the corner as well, so we're two peas in a pod.
Yeah, well, this is the center of the universe. Like a lot of my growth, I contribute to kind of growing up in New York City as a newcomer here, and I think this is more like a Sparta city in the U.S. that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Just like the song.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm super excited about kind of sharing your journey with the channel, your entrepreneurial journey. So tell us a little bit about how you got into this business, where you started, where are you today, and what's next?
Yeah, of course. So I come from an investing background. I spent about 10 years investing in businesses, all types of different businesses, restaurants, funeral homes, intellectual property companies, business process outsourcing businesses, software companies. It really spanned the gamut. And what I saw really was a challenge for a lot of these companies to get paid efficiently and effectively. And so even the biggest companies in the world that we invested in, like a Tech Data, for instance, or a TD Synnex, didn't have real processes and automation around accounts receivable. And so the, proverbial light bulb went off one day, and I was like, well, there needs to be a better solution. There needs to be a software solution that automates these workflows for businesses. And I spent a lot of time in the IT services market. We made a big investment in Presidio. We made a big investment in Optiv Security, obviously more on the VAR distributor space as opposed to MSPs. And then I started Alternative Payments 4 years ago to really build a automated workflow management payments company that streamlines the process for all MSPs. And we've built the team over the last 4 years. We've grown tremendously in the channel, and it's been a really, really exciting journey and an exciting story for us all. I think where we're going is we think that there's a lack of financial services and financial automation technology in the channel. The channel, generally MSPs are started by technologists who don't have the same financial resources or financial software knowledge to really automate that workflow for their businesses. And so we're continuing to build on top of what we've built to date around AR automation, accounts receivable automation, and bridge much broadly into bank accounts and accounts payable and credit cards to really provide the channel with best-in-class solutions.
Yeah. I mean, you have so much experience in terms of not, like as an entrepreneur, not only within the MSP channel, but other industries that you have just shared with us. What is the biggest lesson that you have learned as an entrepreneur outside of the MSP world or within the MSP world that you would like MSPs to take away from this conversation?
Yeah, the biggest lesson really is everybody says that the grass is greener. They think MSPs are really challenging and HVAC businesses are easier. They think that MSP is really challenging, and they think, Sonny, your business is easier. What I think people don't realize is we're all in this game together.
Yeah.
And there are different pros and cons of being in different industries. The restaurant industry has a number of different challenges, but you have to just wake up every single day and work super hard to put your best foot forward and start moving the pieces gradually to build a bigger business if that's what your goal is. I think the other piece of advice is really understanding where you're going,
Mhm.
right? Do you want to sell the business in 5 years? Do you want to sell the business in 10 years? Do you want to run the business for the rest of your life? And having that kind of North Star, I think, helps you and your management team make decisions every day to facilitate that journey. And if that's not clear, I think for you as a business owner and also for your team, it can create a little bit more uncertainty and kind of slows the boat down and slows the ship down. So those would be the two kind of pieces of advice, right? One is, we're all in this game together. It's really challenging. It doesn't matter where, if you're in software or you're in BPO or you're in MSP. And then the second is, this mindset of knowing really where you're going and then think about what are the steps you can take to get there effectively.
Got it. Challenges are common, no matter what business you're in. So common challenges, and clarity is important as an entrepreneur. Where you are, where you're going, just like a mall. When we go to a mall, we says you are here. And if you want to go to Macy's, for example, you need to, okay, this is how you can get there. So having that clarity and then being able to articulate that to the team, hey, this is where we are, this is where we're going. Clarity, then your team is better aligned with you and can support you better to help you get there.
That's exactly right. And I think the only other piece is just the time horizon, right? So you're going to have short-term goals, you're going to have longer-term goals, you're going to have mid-term goals, and making sure that that's very clear from a team, because it's going to change the way in which the team operates. It's also going to change, your decision-making capabilities. And part of the reason why that I think is instrumental for my career and what I've learned is I come from a private equity landscape, right, where it's short term in nature, right? There's a 5 year time horizon, there's a 7 year time horizon, and that's where we're trying to drive value. That time horizon is very different for my business today, where I could be running this business for 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, look at Sunny. I mean, you're 25 years, 30 years and running IT by design. I mean, that's amazing, right? And you have a very different perspective from a day-to-day positioning.
Yeah. So timeline is important. Having clarity about where you're going and the timeline is important because that gives you and your team a lot more clarity on decision making. And in that mall example that we have taken, knowing like how far is it, how much time do we have, right? So we are all born with a runway as human beings, and just like that, companies have runway as well. No matter if you're PE backed or you're privately held, we all need to understand the time that we have, and then kind of really having those milestones that hey, this is where we are going, and this is the timeline, our 1 year, 3 year, 5 year journey, and really making it relevant, relatable to everyone. What's in it for them?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And now, so let's talk about a little bit of your offering, your value offerings, your solution. What problem are you solving for the channel?
Yeah, so specifically for the channel, we see a lot of check-based payments. We see a lot of manual-based payments. We see a lot of ACHs and wires in which you send an invoice out and you lose control of that invoice, right? You send it out to Sunny. You don't know exactly when Sunny's going to read the email, going to download the bill, going to make a payment. And that creates a lot of challenges in terms of that initial payment. That also creates a lot of downstream challenges in terms of reconciliation. And I saw this problem intimately with Tech Data, with TD Synnex, with Optiv Security, whereby they were using a big ERP solution. They'd PDF the invoice and they'd send it out. And it creates delays in terms of day sales outstanding. It costs a lot of money in terms of manual time investment that's needed from the team. And alternative payments automates that. They automate the bill delivery, they automate the bill follow up, they automate the bill presentment, they automate the payment processing, they automate the reconciliation, they automate the payment portal. And so all of these downstream components that I think a lot of people forget that it's important, right? You forget that you're actually responsible in some way, shape, or form for your clients to pay you on time. It's not just your client's responsibility. You need to carry the torch. And so we automate that entire flow. We automate the reconciliation. And we've had a tremendous amount of success getting companies paid faster. And so typically what we're seeing in the channel is about a 35 days of days sales outstanding. So 35 days after the invoice date to get paid. We're able to reduce that to under 10 days. And then that drives a lot of cash flow for the business. And that drives a lot of savings in terms of manual efforts and focused on the invoicing process.
Got it. So what I heard you say is that it impacts your cash flow. The most important outcome for the business that all entrepreneurs normally have to, laser focus on is cash confidence, cash flow, and so your solution helps with cash flow or cash confidence, and then it also helps the EBITDA because now you don't need to use a lot of labor to do the whole process because it's automated process. It improves customer experience with the follow-up emails to everything else that's being done. So overall, it's efficiency, it's a better customer experience, better employee experience because no one wants to make a lot of collection calls, and it's better EBITDA. And as a result, you are an entrepreneur where you're creating happiness with your team, with your clients, and your bank.
That's the goal. That's exactly right. It hits on a number of different components of an owner's business and an entrepreneur's business. And some of it depends on where you're coming from, right? If you're accepting a lot of check payments today, you could be seeing a lot of fraud associated with check payments. And so bringing that online is a really big value driver. But really the way I think about our solution is time to value. It's how do we come in? How do we help you as quickly as possible to drive value within this process?
Got it. And there are a few other solutions for payment, like automation of payments. What makes you so unique? What makes you different?
Yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, payments have been around forever, right? I mean, you go to a bodega and you swipe a credit card.
Yeah.
Everybody's got online payments, everybody has credit card payments, but the B2B payments landscape has been slow to respond. The B2B payments landscape, the attitude has been, it's not our responsibility for our clients to pay us. It's our clients' responsibility, and they can, own whatever process that they want to own. But as you have an increase in invoicing and a decrease in invoice size, you're sending out hundreds of invoices every single month, and you need to help your clients pay in a streamlined fashion. So this stuff isn't necessarily new. There are a handful of people that are competing in this space. Everybody from banks directly, right? We have banks who are probably selling you, Sunny, on, hey, you guys should use our ACH, our wiring solutions, to more software-driven providers in the space. Where we really differentiate is we differentiate on the automation side. And so if you look at the robustness of the automations that we offer, it's much more robust than our competitive set. If you also look at the number of different payment solutions, so we offer API-based solutions, we offer both invoice-based solutions, embedded solutions that encompass really 100% of a company's revenue. And then we also provide really, really incredible support. And this, I think, is kind of our secret sauce in a way, which is weird to say for a software company.
Mm-hmm.
But there are too many payments companies out there that sell a piece of software that's mission critical to your business, and then they don't offer any support, and they don't help you work through any issues from a reconciliation perspective. We have a very large team of support members that support our clients all day long with really, really efficient turnaround times to ensure that you're getting paid as quickly as possible. And so that's really where, another area where we differentiate outside of the automation framework, outside of the customer experience framework, and the customization components that we offer.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So at the end of the day, if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm MSP listening to this conversation, you can impact my cash flow. You can help me be better with my cash confidence. And of course, the client happiness, employee happiness from automation that comes, that you can take high payoff activities rather than a lot of low payoff activities from, like manual collection processes. So I can automate to make my team happier, get my checks faster, and enhance my cash confidence. And as they say, revenue is vanity, profits are sanity, and cash flow is reality, right?
Yeah, no, it's all about cash flow, right? It's all about cash flow. And the funny thing I think in the landscape is people, again, because we're technologists from an MSP perspective, we forget about revenue, we forget about cash flow, we forget about profitability. And there's literally, in my perspective, no other tool in the market that can affect your financial statements more than our solution. And we can help you get paid faster. We can accelerate cash flow, and the onboarding and time to value is actually very, very short. So, there's a tremendous amount of low hanging fruit here across the entire industry, which we're really excited about.
Yeah. And we appreciate your partnership. We appreciate your impact on IT by Design's Build It community because you have had a positive impact. Our partners that use your solution, they are very happy, and they always give us kudos that thank you for introducing us to this solution where my cash confidence went up, and you will be coming to Build It as well. And so my question there is that, of course, we're going to have you on our Build It coaching by design section where people that are coming to Build It, they can find you there and they can schedule one-on-one with you. If I'm MSP, I'm listening to this, where can I find you other than IT by Design's Build It site?
Only at IT by Design Build It site. There's
Oh,
only
yeah.
one channel for me. All through Sunny. Email Sunny, he'll get in touch with me. No, I'm just joking. My email is Baxter, Baxter at alternativepayments.io. Or feel free to call me my cell phone number or text me 917-744-6597. We're in the channel constantly. We love hearing from MSPs. We are so focused on helping you all drive value and improve some of these different areas of your business that maybe have not been in the limelight. And we're really, really excited about our continued growth and partnership with IT by Design. And we'll also see you at Build It Live. We're excited to sponsor Build It Live for the third year in a row here.
And we truly, truly appreciate that support, that partnership. And I think one thing that is so unique about you, Baxter, is we were talking about our YPO membership as well, and we are peers. And I think not only if I'm MSP, I'm an entrepreneur coming to Build It Live in August, uh, I can benefit from just having 30 minutes one-on-one with you. Why? Because not only the way you can show them how to do automation of payments and everything else, but you have so much wisdom, so much experience as an entrepreneur. And because, no matter what business you are in, at the end of the day, you said they're common challenges.
Yeah.
And when the best way for us to learn from others where they have traveled the same journey, because we all have different struggles, but at the same time, the context of that challenge is the same. So, highly encourage people that are coming to Build It Live to reach out to Baxter to book his time in advance. He will be under coaching by design. We have a program where we have a lot of coaches there. And if you want to just talk entrepreneurship, talk business, talk, the business side of things, that business acumen that we were talking about in the beginning, Baxter is your person. Reach out to him, sit down with him, and you're going to have so much overall your thinking extension, adding a lot of other dimensions to your entrepreneurial thinking. So we appreciate you, Baxter. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you at Build It.
Awesome, Sunny. It's been a pleasure, and definitely would love to have any chats with anybody about entrepreneurship, MSPs, the channel, payments. This is what I love to do. So I'm more than happy to connect with anybody. Just reach out and look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much, Sunny. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for watching Sunny's Silver Linings. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.